So I wanted to come on here and talk about something I've noticed across the Black Dagger Brotherhood books and Fallen Angel books and all that fun stuff. And it particularly has to do with computers. A little bit of a verbiage shift when it comes to referring to computers that I noticed. And I'm going off of memory, so bear with me. There was a point in, I believe it was Lover Revealed, where V went into a Lesser's house and found a Windows XP laptop. That was the only describing factor of the computer. And then the next time I noticed something was in Covet, when Matthias sent Jim a nondescript computer that was the size of a VHS tape with Windows Vista on it. And that was one of the very few times we had computers having describing factors other than being just a computer. Which makes sense, not every character actually interacts with computers or knows things about computers. Later on in Lovermind and then in Crave, and trying to keep the publication order, even though I didn't read in publication order, there was mention of Dell computers, specifically. And then in Lover Unleashed, everybody had a Dell computer. Every computer that existed was a Dell computer. It was a lot. But why this is interesting to me is because Windows XP and Windows Vista, the first two times we had describing factors of a computer, those are operating systems. Software. Typically, there is no label on the outside mentioning what operating system the computer has. And when it comes to PCs, you can change the operating system, and that's why. You don't have to stick with Windows. You can go with Linux. Now, Apple computers are different, but we're not discussing Apple computers right now. And since operating systems are not listed on the outside of a computer, for V to notice that the computer was a Windows XP computer, it would have had to have been on, and at least up to its sign-on screen. And this is assuming that the computer didn't have a secondary operating system installed on it, which you can do. But we're not going down that road right now. Or the one that Jim got was a military black box of a computer. I didn't expect it to have any other describing factors, but it did have Windows Vista on it. Windows Vista, that dumpster fire of an operating system that succeeded Windows XP, but was followed shortly thereafter by Windows 7 because nobody liked it. Yeah, that one. But again, it's an operating system. Usually would not be indicated on the outside of the computer what the operating system is, so the computer would have to be on before you would recognize that. The reason why I find it funny that there was a shift to Dell computers is because Dell is a computer manufacturer. Dell would slap their label on the outside of all of their computers. Their logo is probably emblazoned on everything. So you do not have to have the computer on for it to be recognized as a Dell computer. And it's the same for other computer brands like HP, Toshiba, Lenovo, Asus, Alienware. Does Alienware even make computers anymore? And all of those computers I just listed can have Windows operating system. Or not. Anyway, end of random tangent.